and welcome everybody to my video, to my channel yet again. I promised that I'd bring a review of the VFR800, the bike that I've had prior to my NC700, and a bike that I had an incident a while back which made me sell it in the first place. I was almost 2 years without riding as a result. So, but moving forward, I still own my NC700, which has been really good to me, and but as you probably all know by now, my passion for Honda really lies in the VFR, particularly in the motor that this particular bike comes with, which has been consistent, pretty much the same for the last 20 years or so. I recall as a youth looking at this motorcycle, not quite this one, a much older model, a 700 or 750, and there was also a 400, and the sound the bike made, along with many other sports heritage configurations, made me, for this age, realize this is the bike that I really like. Nonetheless, moving forward, there's no comparison between the NC700 and this one. This VFR800 is a sports tourer. This particular one is 2009. It's a 6th gen. These are VTEC. They also come with the dual combined braking system, which my NC also has. I never managed to explain that to you. It's normally identified by that design there. This one is non-ABS. My NC is a ABS with a dual combined braking system ABS. So when it comes to technology, there's no real comparison. I mean, the NC is a 2013 model. It has a number of things, including the dual clutch transmission, which is automatic, and let's just say that this is not a real way of comparing the motorcycles. But because I do have a passion for these motorcycles, I'm seriously considering swapping, making a swap, so getting rid of my NC and then purchasing this one, which is not an easy decision to take, bearing in mind that the NC was designed to cope with today's demands, and I'm talking about fuel consumption amongst others. The rear end of this motorcycle is quite something, with the twin exhausts on the back, and the exhaust note of the motorcycle is, to say the least, one of the best on the market. This seems to be pretty clean, even though it had 1 or 2 incidents in the past. I'm not going to mention it here because this motorcycle is actually on sale, and I do not want to affect the sale of the motorcycle. It will probably end up in my hands anyway. But just to say that it's been sorted, whatever it was minor, it's sorted, and I've just given it a good clean. As you see, the chain, the sprockets, everything is now absolutely where it should be. But back to the specs on this bike. I'm going to be as brief as I can because I don't have all the specs. This is an 800cc V4, so 2 cylinders in the front and 2 in the back, which allow the motorcycle to be pretty thin in configuration, even though it has quite a huge tank on the top, which makes it for a slightly top heavy bike compared to the NC. But as I said, there's no comparison between the two. And if you take a look here, there are twin headlights which both work, which is something unusual compared to most motorcycles in this day and age. The other thing you need to be aware of is that this being a VTEC, you should all know by now, at 6,500 revs, it goes from a 2-valve operation to a 4-valve operation. This is not the fastest bike on the planet, but compared to the NC, is obviously a lot faster. We're looking at approximately 240 kilometers per hour, something to that effect. But compared to the super bikes of today, it's hardly anything to go by. You're looking at 100 horses. It has a swing arm, a single swing arm, which allows for this magnificent appearance on the back of the bike, which is clear in in view. You can literally remove this rim as you would with a motor vehicle. So that has its advantages. It's obviously going to be a lot heavier than the NC700. The radius, the turn angle on this bike, or the turn radius on this bike, is nowhere comparable to the NC as well. And of course, you can't compare the fuel consumption either. But when you purchase a motorcycle like this, you're not particularly worried about the consumption. You are more considering the fact that it looks the way it does. I mean, you take a good look at that. That is absolutely a stunner in this red. I've always liked red bikes, as you've heard in the previous video. If you did do that, you'll know that I'm a sucker for these red ones. Whether they're Hondas, but particularly the red Honda. So yeah, dual brakes in the front. I don't have the specs on that. These are Nissans, which offer sufficient braking power. This is, like I say, not a motorcycle that does 300 kilometers per hour, but the braking power on these Nissans is quite sufficient. The back brake, I'm not sure if it's a Nissan or not. I could go around and take a look. A single 11-inch, if I'm not mistaken. It could be a 10-inch as well. I'm not sure what it is. ProLink, standard shock, no Öhlins. I think this is pre-adjustable. I'm trying to look for the name there. I can't see it. But it is certainly a lot more comfortable than the NC, and it performs a lot better during cornering than the NC suspension. These are adjustable front forks. They are not upside down forks, but they seem to do the job pretty well. As a whole, the motorcycle is fantastic. As an older design, these have come a long way, and they are still pretty much in demand. If you're a VFR fan, as they call them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This one comes with the top box, and it also has the panniers, which are not here now, which is something I probably would need, because I'm so accustomed to having the frunk that the NC has that this one doesn't have. So let's just get an idea of the sound. This one has not been gutted, so it doesn't have a loud exhaust, but if you'll just allow me, I'm silent for obvious reasons. I want you to get an idea of what the sound is like. Yeah, this engine has been warmed up, so I wouldn't have done that to the engine unless it had been used this morning, which I did. I did about 100 k's on it, and so she's ready to get a bit of a rev. So for those of you that are familiar with the VTEC, the sound that the bike makes transitioning from 6,500 up to 11,000, I think it is quite astounding. It goes from sounding like a V8 to a normal inline 4, straight line fours. So yeah, there you go. This is my short video on the VFR800 VTEC, one of my favorites. I've had it before, and I'm contemplating getting this one again. Not an easy decision to take, considering I've had so much positive feedback from the NC. This one does have a center stand right over there, which is particularly easy to maneuver. The fairings make it a little bit complicated for services, so as a whole this bike would become more expensive to maintain. So from that point of view, not the smartest of decisions or things to do, especially in this day and age, if you are considering to try and save money wherever possible. So there you go, Honda VFR 2009 VTEC 800. One of my favorite bikes out there. There aren't not many bikes that offer this kind of performance, comfort levels, and particularly aesthetics. This is one of those bikes that just looks good in every angle, and it speaks for itself. I'm going to leave you with this last image. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's a little bit straightforward, not much content, but as promised, the VFR800 in candy red. Have all a blessed day or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video. Not sure what it will entail, but I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Please press like if you enjoy these videos, and support my channel so that I can continue bringing footage of this nature. And as you well know, I could possibly be filming some mountain in the next video. So yeah, thanks for coming on board, and enjoy your day wherever you are. God bless. Cheerio. Bye bye.